Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what a sprint enduro is. If you guys have ever wondered what it is or how it works, or even if you just want to race one and don't know quite everything about them, we're going to be going through what you need to know and everything to get you started for sprint enduro. And this is day 2 of the sprint enduro I raced here, and day 1 I just made a full race video, kind of updated you guys throughout the day, kind of made a vlog deal out of it. So be sure to check that video out if you want to just watch some racing and some pretty cool content here at this race. I also made a video a while back covering sprint enduros and enduros, so if you guys just want a good overview of off-road racing, be sure to check that video out. But we're going to go full in depth here and try to teach you guys everything you need to know about a sprint enduro. We're going to be talking about what a sprint enduro is today, and so let's get right into it. So at a sprint enduro, there's going to be 2 different tracks or courses or tests or sections, whatever you want to call it, and one of them is going to be a woods loop, and then the other one is going to be a cross test or a moto track, or maybe even a grass track like it was here today. But you're going to have 2 different sections, and then throughout the day you're going to be racing them each a certain amount of time, and that is going to depend on whether you're a C rider or an A rider, whatever the case may be. If you're in like a long course group, then it'll probably be you're going to do 5 tests of each one, and then if you're going to be a short course group, you may do 3 tests of each one, and that may change 1 or 2 spots here or there depending on how long the track is, but usually it's going to be about that much, and you can expect to do that much. But you're going to be racing against the clock. You're not racing against anybody, but you're going to be racing against the clock, not head to head. And the test sections aren't too long, usually under about 10 minutes, and one person goes every 15 seconds or so. So what I mean by that, you can see here when I start, there's a clock counting down, and when the clock hits 0, then I can go, and then the clock restarts. Another person goes in behind me, waits for it to hit 0, and then they can go. So with that being said, usually you don't want to be in behind somebody that's a lot slower than you, because you're going to catch them and then you may have traffic and it may mess up your time. So usually what you want to do is pick people that are about your speed to go in behind and start behind, or even sometimes the series may line it up by class or a starting order of some sort that lines people out, so that way there's not as much traffic. And usually that's a little hard to do at a local race just because of the technology and stuff, but what they try to do most of the time is separate the C classes and the A classes, just to get that separation, and for the most part that helps with traffic, and you can usually time it out to be pretty good and not have too much traffic there. So with the A classes and the C classes being separated like that, most of the time you usually have 2 hours on one section. So say the C classes start on the woods loop, they would have 2 hours to do that, while the A classes would have 2 hours to do the grass track loop, and then they would switch. So then the A classes would go over to the woods loop and have 2 hours on that, and the C classes would go over to the grass track and have 2 hours on that, and then the day would be over. So what if you don't get all your tests in for the day? Well, you're out of luck. You're going to have a DNF. So you want to make sure to get your test in within that 2-hour limit, or however long you have for the day, and just make sure you get them done. Most of the time you don't have somebody over your shoulder saying, you need to go get your test in, do it now, whatever. So usually you can go whenever you want, and sometimes it may be good to wait. If the track is a little slick in the morning, you may wait a little bit, but then you have to make sure you have time to get all your tests in. So it's a little bit of a strategy there, but it can be useful and it can help to wait or to get them out of the way. Like if the track is already beat, say on day 2 of the race, the track was pretty beat up from the day before from everybody riding it, then you may want to go knock your test out super fast back to back just to get them done, so that way you have a fresher track, and then you don't have to worry about the track breaking down and getting slower throughout the day. Okay, so just to kind of go over everything here and kind of recap, I feel like I said a lot and it may be a little confusing to some of you guys, but a sprint enduro, you're going to have 2 tests. Make sure you go to the riders meeting to know which test you're supposed to ride and when, or if you can just free-for-all, do it whenever you want. And then when you do ride a test, you're going to have a timer, or somebody is going to tell you when to go, maybe every 15 seconds or something like that. And then when you get done with your test, you're racing against the clock, so you're not racing head-to-head like a hare scramble or a GNCC or something like that. You're racing all against the clock, and then at the end of the day, the person with the fastest time wins. And you're going to do each test 3 to 5 times depending on how long they are, and there's going to be 1 woods loop and 1 grass track loop. So with that being said, it can be a little confusing, but as long as you go to riders meeting, listen, ask people, most of the time everybody is super happy to help. And if you guys ever see me at one, be sure to ask questions if you need any answer. And yeah, so that's really all I've got for sprint enduros. I know some people were pretty confused that I saw at the race this weekend, so I wanted to make this video and kind of try to straighten some things out for some people and maybe help out a little bit. So hopefully this helped, guys. And if you guys have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. If you got any value out of this video, be sure to smash the like button. And then also, guys, if you like dirt bikes, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can stay up to date on all my dirt bike content. We're going GNCC racing this weekend at Camp Coker, so I will see you guys there, and get ready for that video, and peace out.